My life before Pathways was actually very difficult.
Pathways is a transitional living program. I give them an opportunity by giving them services, so they have a safe place to live. That's kind of the beginning, that they don't have to worry about paying the rent or keeping the utilities on. That's kind of the beginning, I think, for people who are experiencing homelessness and young adults who are first time on their own.
When I transitioned from Pathways, from staying at my friend's house and living at my dad's house growing up, it was a huge, I guess, environmental change for me, because I've never been into an environment where it was peaceful and quiet and safe.
They have a case manager who can help them kind of organize what they want to do and look at their goals and set steps to get to those goals. Then they see, they can have a mental health therapist, and that person can do the kind of inward work that we're not equipped to do, and they can help them go on that journey to kind of figure out what's going on for them. We also have life skills groups that are very basic about finding out what young adults know, as far as like how to turn on the garbage disposal, what not to put down the garbage disposal, how to run the dishwasher, the wash machine, car maintenance, car insurance, just kind of the basic things we want to make sure young adults know when they're out in the real world. You'd probably be surprised how many young people weren't taught the very basics of life. They'd just been surviving when they showed up here. So
one of the basic life skills that I gained when I was here that I find it very funny because I use it all the time now is the dishwasher. So the life skill that I learned was how to use a dishwasher. People think, oh, you just put your plates in there and your soap and you get it. I didn't even know how to use it.
This is more than a job to me, it's a passion. And I've been allowed to work and be with young adults and to understand my community a little differently. When I first started out doing this job, primarily we served young adults who had emancipated from the foster care system at 18. When what we call AB 12 came into existence about 6 years ago, we were no longer allowed to serve those young adults because the system was going to serve them, the foster care system, until they were 21. So now I've met a lot of young adults who are homeless as children. I've met really, it opened my eyes to how and when people become homeless. We never know their story. We think sometimes we know their story, but we really never know their story unless we get to know them. Our goal is that they become self-sufficient, so they leave our program knowing how to financially take care of themselves, be employed, move to a home, an apartment, someplace where they're not homeless anymore.
Yeah, I definitely changed when I left the program. It was such a smooth transition because I went from saving half of my paycheck every paycheck and not paying rent and not paying utilities and being able to have that extra money. Then when I moved into my own apartment for the first time, it was such a bittersweet moment. And I remember sitting in the middle of my apartment, brand new apartment, no one's ever lived there. And I remember crying, but I cried because I was so happy and joyful that I went through this tough situation and this tough childhood, that I didn't let it define me as a person. And going through this program, it showed me what it takes to be an adult and what it takes to be your own person and what great of a person you really are. Because growing up, I always told I was worthless and I was never gonna amount to anything, but here I was never worthless. I was such a great person. I did the right thing. I did everything that I could in my power, and now I sit in a very comfortable home because of the program.